Enjoy this sneak peek from CX Auto 2026, hosted by Thought Leadership Summits in partnership with Automotive News Congress.
But we're seeing a lot of differences in there. Carvana getting into retail, like new cars, and then you're seeing Slate, and then you're seeing, I guess, the eventual onslaught of some Chinese brands, MG and others. But how do you think? Do you think that the manufacturers will counter that with a low-cost alternative vehicle like they did back in the day? Do you think they're going to fight that battle?
We just did. We could do a whole segment on this one question. Because there's an element here to discuss about the personalization of vehicles.
Yeah.
Like the Slate idea. That's what Scion. I was a part of Scion for a while and how you did that.
Yeah.
We could go down this idea of ordering of vehicles and where in the country that you want to order them and how you're going to build them and what you're not going to build them with.
Yeah.
I think the element of what is the customer raising their hands for, what they're willing to accept, what they're not willing to accept in subscriptions, but really to your point about all the OEMs are looking at the lower cost. If they were really going to come out with an onslaught of something like that, they would have already done it.
Right.
Everybody is looking. Every OEM though is looking for one or two vehicles in a coming down position. But if you look, because you can look at it, look at the marketplace. Look at the used car market.
Yeah.
Why is it that on the new car market you have this massive change to where it's been over the 10, 15 years to SUVs and trucks, very few cars, right? Sedans. But why in the used car market is sedans still so hot?
Yep.
You got to look at it. Sedans, people want sedans.
Yeah.
Because they're affordable, but they also fit a piece of their lifestyle.
Yeah.
And everything goes in a cycle. So my point is every OEM is looking at something that is scaled down or some way to be less expensive, because you can't sell everything at $50,000. You just can't.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think it's going to be quite the onslaught we've seen before or ways of master that, because you just, with all the requirements and the regulations of safety and there's different crash tests and different elements that have to be in vehicles today, it's very difficult to make an inexpensive vehicle. And just, again, if they could, they would have.
Get your ticket today for CX Auto 2026, hosted by Thought Leadership Summits in partnership with Automotive News Congress.